Okay, let's see. Okay, hey everybody, this is Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner, and I am live here in YouTube land. I am in Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner and Live, Laugh. Oh, wait a minute, it's Daryl's group. Everybody knows Daryl's group. Uh, live, Laugh, Live, Laugh. Uh, anyway, I'm here. Living, crafting, and laughing. Okay. I am here. I am here. Let me see if I can get comments up, see if anybody else is here. Let's see. Okay. So it doesn't look like anybody's here, and that's fine. I'm just going to get going because I promised Daryl I would do this, and here I am. And I'm just streaming it over to the other spots just in case anybody else wants to join in. So, what I'm making today is another ephemera holder. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm using a very lightweight cardstock. It's like cereal box material. So if you have cereal boxes, cracker boxes, anything like that, it works. So yeah. So what we're going to make is a uh, flippy floppy um, ephemera holder, and I'm gonna make it up as I go because that's what I do. I I just make things. So I kind of thought about this for a minute, and I think what I'm gonna do is start. These are 8.5 by 11. So if you're out of the country and you're UK or you have A4, I believe you call it, your pieces will be bigger. But I'm using the lightweight chipboard, and I'm using cardstock, and this is 65-pound cardstock. And yeah, so let's make something. A flippy floppy folio type ephemera holder. And I'm going to cut this down to 5 inches. So this is 5 inches by 8.5. But that looks a little large. Maybe we'll do it this way this time. I think that's a good idea. So I've made these before, but I've never made two the same. And today's not going to be any different because I know what I want to make. It's just a matter of making it. So there. So I have two pieces of 5 inches by 8.5. And that's going to be my cover and back, or cover and back. And you'll see what I mean when I say that. Okay, so that's all we needed for the chipboard. So let's set that aside. Now we're going to take out our cardstock, and I'm going to cut this at 5.5, 5.5 by 8, which is right down the middle for US letter size. And I have, let's see, how many do I have? 4 here. I cut 2 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do 4, 5, 6. Let me do 2 more. Let's make a good size one. Okay, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to take 2 more pieces, put them together, and I'm going to cut them at 5.5. And this is going to be a 2-part series because it's going to take a little bit to make. This isn't like last week or the week before. This is going to take a little bit. So there, that's all the cutting we need right there. And I'm using a nice bright orange. So I like bright colors. I'm going to set this aside. I don't need any more of that. So here we are. So you see the covers are going to be bigger than the cardstock we just cut because we need hinges. So I'm going to take my scoreboard and I'm going to put the short end at the top, so the 5 inches at the top, and I'm going to get my scoring tool, wherever that may be. There it is. And I'm going to score a 1/2 inch. Okay? And score it really good. All of them. I'm going to score them all. A 1/2 inch. And yeah, this does get a bit boring. So how is everybody? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. It's my 3rd video today. So yeah, I've been busy all day. I did manage to get a nap. Not a very long one, but enough to get me up and do another video. So yeah. My week's gone well. It's Saturday. And my week's gone very well. I've gotten a lot accomplished. And I'm down here in Vero Beach, Florida. And yesterday, I have to tell you, I woke up. Oh, hi, Bianca. How are you? I woke up. It was 36 degrees here, which is unheard of. Unheard of. So, Bianca, we're making an ephemera holder. And I am streaming in 3 places. So, yeah. So anyway, I took, this is letter size. Let's see, what do I have? Hey, Mary, how are you? I took chipboard, and this is a very lightweight chipboard. It's like a cereal box, cracker box. This is US size, so, you have to adapt it to your size. This is 8.5 by 11. And the chipboard, I cut at 5 inches by 8. So I have 2 pieces of that. And then the cardstock, which is a 65 pound, which I don't know the GSM. Anyway, it's, it's not heavy, but it's heavy. And I cut that in half, which is US letter size. In half is 5.5 by 8. Okay. Then I scored it a 1/2 inch. So here we go. So now I'm just folding these and burnishing where I scored. There we go. And I'm doing a nice bright orange. And I was asking how everybody was. And yeah, I'm doing well. I'm enjoying my crafting this week because I'm feeling more relaxed. I'm finally caught up with things and back into a like a system. And it just feels good. It feels good to be more relaxed and just craft. And so that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm making this up as I go because, as I said, when I make things, I just make them. I don't make two alike, and this will be no different than anything else I normally do. Okay, so now I have these all scored. So now what I want to do is I'm going to attach this to this. Okay, see that? So yeah, now a lot of people miter the corners or do all that stuff. You can do it if you want. I'm not going to. I'm going to take a good glue. Let's see, a good glue. They're all good, right? But I think what I'll use is the Aleene's Quick Dry Tacky Glue. Yeah, I'll use that. I've never used it on a project like this, so this will be a good experiment. Now, how I do it is I put the paper together right here, and I put the glue in here and then just fold it down, okay? And that way it makes the natural gap I'm going to need, because you want to be able to fold this back and forth. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. And yeah, so I'm going to burnish that down really good. There we go. Keep it nice and straight, because you want to keep it as straight as you possibly can, okay? Let me get that excess glue. And I know you can't see it, but it left just, a tiny, tiny little bit so that it folds. And that's what we need. We need that tiny, tiny bit. So now I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to fold this back the other way, burnish it down, and I'm going to hook it right here to this, because we want it to fold this way and we want it to fold that way, okay? So this, I'm going to open that up. I'm going to flip it around because I'm right here. Oh, I'm going to flip it over. There, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get it all even. I got it butted up against the fold here where I scored it. And I'm just going to give it some glue. You don't want too much and you don't want too little. So you'll get to know what it is. And just burnish that down really good. Take my napkin, wipe the excess off. Yep, that's what we do. Okay, so now I have a page going this way, page going that way. So now I'm going to fold this up and put a page going that way. So it's just going back and forth. And if you don't get them glued right, it's okay, because we're going to fold it and it's going to go back and forth. And whoops, I'm out of camera. I'm sorry. Let me get up in the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And yeah. Oh, let me get closer to my desk. Do you do that? I reach. I'm a reacher. I don't know why I do that. It seems like I'm always reaching out to my desk, and I don't need to do that. So I'm going to make sure they're even. Fold it down. And I'm going to get my bone folder, and I'm going to burnish this down. Like that. Really good. I want that really good and stuck. Okay. Make sure there's no excess glue. I'll flip it around. Oh, there, I didn't need to fold it back and forth. You just got to flip it. Okay, take my glue, and let's do another one. There we go. And let me put my glue away. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's good and even. Put it in. Now let's see how many pages we have and how big we're getting. Okay, mine's starting to go a little crooked, and I don't want that. Must be I did not. Let's see. Well, we'll let it dry, and then I'm going to fold it so it's more even, because we want to keep this as even as we can. Why? Let me look here. What is going on? And I believe it's right there. It's the one before. I did not pay attention. So I'm just going to even these up like that. And burnish that down. There. That's better. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm not perfect. So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if we flip it the other way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do we want more? Maybe one more. Let's make it 6. Let's make it 6. Okay. All right. There we go. And did you notice how I was flipping it back and forth? That's the flippy floppy part. Let's make sure this is straight. Yes, it is. Get that excess glue off. Burnish it down real good though. See how it's squishing that glue right out of there? I am. What do they call them? These sticky fingers. Yep. Okay. Get glue off the desk. All right. So now, oops. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Now we have 2 left over. So what I'm going to do here is take this chipboard and I'm going to glue it right down into this. Okay. And as you can see, because I put the whatever you want to call this flap, I scored it 1/2 inch, so that makes this absolutely perfect. I'm going to take my glue, and normally I would use this really wide double stick tape and then glue and glue together. Because the double stick tape grabs it immediately and holds it permanently. I mean, not permanently, but it holds it. But it's not something that's reliable, I have found. It will come unstuck after a while. So I'm going to set this right in there. And you can cover your cover and your back any way you want, but this is how I'm going to do it this time. And I'm going to grab my scraper. And I'm going to rub that right into that chipboard. And if you're using any other kind of cardboard, yep, rub it right in. Get it so it's good and stuck. Okay, turn it over. I'm going to go this way with it. And yeah, I see a little bit of the chipboard, but that's okay because we're going to fix that. Okay, and rub that all in. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take the other one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna make it all nice and even. Take my glue, put it all over here. Yep, there we go. And since I'm just using glue, I'm gonna put a fair amount of glue on here. And this glue is a good glue. It really spreads really nice. But I want to make sure I get my edges. There we go. Take my board, put it in here, make it even, clean that up. Take my scraper and really burnish that in. Spread that glue. There we go. Spread it good. Turn it over and make sure it's all spread nice. And the other thing with this Aleene's Quick Dry, it does not wrinkle your paper. It keeps it really nice and smooth. So there we go, I got that. All right. Now I'm going back to my flippy floppy here. See this? I'm going to take this hinge, put it right over this one end, and I'm going to glue it on, just like we did the others, okay? But this one's going to bend down a little harder because this is thicker because of the chipboard. So I'm going to take my glue and put it in here. And I'm going to fold it over. And if you're using cardstock that has a pattern on it, then just make sure your pattern's all going the right way. I'm using just plain color. I'm not using a pattern. I can always decorate this later if I want. I'm going to burnish it down really good. I want this really, really stuck very, very well. Okay. There we go. That is on there. That looks good. Now, oops, it's coming up right there. Want to make sure it's stuck. Okay. So now while that side is drying, I'm not going to bend it out. I'm not touching it. I want it to get stuck. So I'm going to take it, turn it over, and I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm putting the cover under that little lip. And hey, Donna, how are you, darling? And I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put a good amount of glue on there, but not too much. And I'm going to fold that over, make sure it's all even. There we go. I'm going to burnish this down really, really good, just like I did the other one. And you see the glue oozing out? Just going to wipe that away with my towel here. There we go. I'm going to really mush it down. Okay, so we're going to let that set. We're going back to the other side where we put that chipboard in here. And there we are. See it? I don't want to pull it open, but I do want to pull it open because now I need to glue this side. This is going to be a cover or a back. I don't know which yet because I haven't decided which is up, which is down. That's why I use just plain color cardstock. So I didn't have to make that decision right away for the sake of the video. But if I were making this, I want to make sure I get my edges. Make sure you get the corners. Corners are very important. A lot of people forget that part. I want to get those corners. Let's get it in there. There we go. I'm going to fold it right over. I'll take my scraper and I'm going to burnish this down really, really good. I want this good and stark. Okay. And like I said, this glue spreads really, really easy. And it spreads and it does not wrinkle. That's what I love about it. Hey, Cheryl. Hello, hello. It's okay. You can watch again to see what I'm doing. Making an ephemera holder. And this is a flippy floppy one, which I'll show you in a minute. And so now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I am just going to spread this glue all over here. First, let me get this down. Because actually, I could have cut that off. But since it's there, I'm just going to leave it. So let me just grab my foam folder. Let me get that good and stuck. And yep, I'm getting glue everywhere, but that's okay. That's what I'm known for. And then I'm going to take this glue and I'm going to make sure I get the edges and the corners. Make sure you get those corners. Pretty important. So, okay, so this is an accordion style ephemera holder. Last week we did the, we just folded the 8.5 by 11 in half and did it that way. So now I'm going to just fold it over. And as you can see, it's perfect. It's perfect, yes. Now, if yours isn't perfect, don't sweat it. We can fix anything. I'm going to really, really, really spread that glue. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now what we have, oops, I see glue. Let me get that excess glue. There we go. There we go. Let me check the other side. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Okay, so now we have a good, because that was a lightweight chipboard or a cereal box, whatever you use, and we put the 65 pounds cardstock on both sides of it. That's now hard. And when that glue dries, that's going to be real hard, okay? Then we have our pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this is our back, and that's hard. All right, and we turn it this way, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back at the front. So you have 4 in the back, and oops, come on, 7 in the front. So if you get this far, this is really, really good. Because next week, what we're going to do is take this and we're going to turn it into a holder. So get your fussy cuts, get whatever you want to put in here, because we're going to figure it out and we are going to make the rest of this ephemera holder. And this not only works for ephemera holders, but I've made journals using this style. I've made quite a bit. Now, if you want to go a little further and you want to start decorating, you can decorate the front and the back. We're going to come up with a closure for it, so keep that in mind. And we are going to be putting in, like, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe envelopes or, uh, yeah, yeah, I believe that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll do, I don't know. I have just so many ideas flipping through my head. So, but there we go. We'll get at least the base done. And yeah, next week we're going to finish this up. We're going to make it so it holds our ephemera. So thank you for being here. Is this normal on Saturdays? I've been doing this on Saturdays all month, Sarah. So last week I had to post just the video because I was having technical difficulties. But this week I was able to get on. I'm on 3 groups all at the same time doing this ephemera holder. So, yeah. So you're set the alarm, know that this is a normal. And just this month we're doing ephemera holders. So we've already done 2 of them. So now this is a 3rd one, but this one's going to be a little more work to it, not as easy as the first 2. If you want to see the first 2, just I'll have to look for the links or go out to my YouTube, one or the other. They're all in my YouTube lives or on my YouTube. Yeah, so that's it. So thanks for being here. And next week, get ready because we're going to finish or hopefully finish it up. If not, we'll just take it into the next week. But I'll come up with what we're going to do next. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Rockin' Robin checking out. Bye-bye. Okay, let me see.